If you've ever wondered how some folks started down the road to nowhere, well, it's often because they're on State Highway 146 on their way to beautiful Fort Cobb Lake or Fort Cobb State Park for some fishing, boating, or camping. Then they wind up going nowhere. This is nowhere, where the sun shines bright on Old Glory, where the store clerks are friendly folks anxious to help you with whatever you need, where some fishing buddies can stop for some bait or a candy bar or maybe even breakfast. And this is the Nowhere Breakfast Club, or as some folks believe, the information center of the universe.
If you want to know it, we'll come up with an answer.
Is that right? Okay, here's a question. What's the attraction to hanging around at Nowhere?
Well, this is where all the good stuff is.
Nowhere?
Yes, in Nowhere, Oklahoma. You can find more stuff here than you can anywhere.
Kenneth Skaggs actually lives about 300 yards south of Nowhere.
When they ask me where I live, I tell them nowhere, and sometimes I get smart aleck responses. You know, like, tell me the truth.
His brother Emmett just comes for the food.
I'm Jerry's biscuit tester.
Jerry is owner Jerry Howell, who's been going nowhere for 27 years, but it wasn't his idea in the first place.
There was a couple from California came here and bought it from a guy named Benny Shanks, and he called it Ben's Boathouse. And his wife kind of threw a fit, then moved from L.A. out here in the middle of the country, and said, "You brought me here to nowhere, and I don't like it one bit, you know." But they stayed, and that's the reason where the name comes from. He decided to name it Nowhere.
So Jerry really bought something when he got nowhere. People are always coming and going here. Most of the time they really need something, but lots of times they've come for the experience and a way to prove it.
Well, they come in and look at T-shirts and stuff like that, and a bumper sticker or something. So they have a little souvenir, been to Nowhere. And a lot of them take it back to their friends because they don't believe them.
But believe me when I tell you that I have been to the middle of nowhere. Okay, so by my calculations, then the middle of nowhere is right about here. And don't think just because you're in the middle of nowhere that there's nothing to do. Well, here's the featured entertainment in Nowhere. Not the stick, the dog, Patches. Patches really loves this stick. Wore me out. Oh yeah, Patches would do this all day long, but I can't stay that long. After all, I was going somewhere when I got to Nowhere in the first place. But that's a story for another time. In the meantime, from the middle of nowhere, just north of Fort Cobb, I'm Ron Stahl.